The Forgotten Tools of War, British Forces Clasp Knives Through Time. 3 army knives you've probably never seen before. Think all army knives are the same? Well, think again. Today we're diving into 3 versions of the British Forces Clasp knife. And each one has a story to tell, from subtle design shifts to surprising historical details. These blades reveal more than meets the eye. My interest in these started with this knife, which was given to me by my friend Mikey. It's the genuine British Army knife. Now, this is a Sheffield-made knife that's made today, and it's made to the same pattern as was issued previously to the British Forces. I did a video on this and it got a lot of interest, and I thought I'd look into this a bit deeper. Since then, I've managed to get 3 genuine issued Forces knives. I was going to say army knives, but one of them's a navy knife. So 3 British Forces issued knives. I got these from antique fairs, and pretty much all from the Malvern Flea Fair, actually. So I'm going to go through each of these in detail, so stick around, and I'll go through it in historical order, starting from the oldest through to the newest. This one is dated 1944, World War II, and it has plastic scales. I think there was a shortage of metal at the time, but these are really grippy plastic scales. They do have a little bit of a tendency to crack, sometimes near the ends. So you might see that if you're buying one, sometimes up here where it's pinned. So let's just go through the features of this. So it has the lanyard ring here. So that's so it could be worn on string around the neck. The main blade is a sheep's foot. And now I'll put a picture in because I don't think this is going to show up on here, but just in here there's the remains of the maker's mark with GGS, and it actually says Arundel Street, Sheffield. So I believe this was made by Rags of Sheffield. And on the other side, again, it's not easy to see, so I'll probably put a photo up. Let me see if I can get this to focus, but it's got the broad arrow, or crow's foot as it's sometimes called, and there it's got 1944 as well. This is a carbon steel blade, so it sharpens up really well. You can see it's had a fair bit of sharpening in its time. Also, and again, I'm not sure it's going to show in this light, but I'll try and take a picture. Somebody engraved their name on this, and it has John Lewis. I don't know if they're related to the department store, but anyway, yeah, so I'm guessing that was the owner of this. So a sheep's foot blade, which is my favorite sort of blade. The nice thing is it's not pointy, and you get a great cutting edge that's easy to sharpen, and this is really for cutting through anything or for doing draw cuts as well. At the end we have the screwdriver as well, so a flathead which could also be used to pry as well. And then now this is the bit that takes some opening. We also have the can opener, so it takes a bit to get that started. I've had it in an oil bath, but it's still not loosened up enough yet. So this is fairly fearsome looking can opener. Now this particular one, I think you'd have trouble opening beer bottles with it as well. So it was really just for opening cans. No marks on here at all. You can see it's got quite a lot of patina on here. I'm not trying to remove that because I think that's part of the knife and its history, but I have just cleaned it up with a bit of oil just to bring a bit of shine back. So, and the weight of this, I'm not going to go through size or anything, but it is UK legal carry. So the weight of this is 127 grams or 4.5 ounces. So that's the oldest one that I have, from 1944. Then coming forward in time to 1953, and let me get Hopefully you can see this. There we go. So this was made in 1953. You can see the broad arrow or crow's foot on there. It also says oil the joints at the top, so that's quite common on these. And then below that, it's got the CC number, and this is the part number CC 1286. And then over here, I think this might be the batch with another broad arrow, so 432. And the maker is RBS, which I believe to be Richards Brothers and Sons, a well-known Sheffield maker. So nicely made, not a lot of gapping. I quite like these stainless ones. You've got the lanyard ring at the end and the screwdriver here. I believe this can also be used to open shackles as well. So looking at the main blade, now this has had a lot of wear on this, almost to the point that it's not closing fully now. But this is a stainless blade. Not quite so easy to sharpen, but not bad. And I brought it up to a decent edge. And then the can opener, bottle opener on this. So it's got the bottle opener there as well as the can opener, and all stainless. And the weight of this is the lightest of the three at 92 grams or 3.2 ounces. Okay, so that's the 1953 one. Then looking at this one, which I find the most interesting, and it's very difficult to date this because I don't know if you can see this. This alloy that makes up the handle, it's fairly soft, so I can make out a B and an L, and then it looks like wood. There's a number here which could be the person's army number, which I think is P119152, and then there's something missing, and it looks like 5P has been engraved on it. So, but otherwise no dates. The only thing it does have on the blade, it has the vocab number, which is 21306, and I think having this dates it to the mid-60s because these were issued between 1939 and 1986, I think. So the other two, these two, they're both British Army knives because they have the blade and the can opener. This is a Royal Navy knife. It doesn't have the can opener, and I think the reason for that is that most of the people on ships, they would eat in the mess always, so they didn't need to have a can opener on that. So yeah, so it has the vocab number, and on the other side, the Joseph Rogers and Sheffield, England on it. And you can see here, I mean, this blade originally, I think it would have had an extra 2, maybe 3 millimeters on it. I don't know what they used to sharpen it because it's got very strong sharpening lines. I've been sharpening it a bit just to put an edge on it, but I think they maybe used a file to sharpen it. So it's taken a bit of wear on this. But fantastic blade. I love the scales as well. For something that's some sort of metal alloy, I'm guessing aluminium possibly. It's quite heavy though. It has a slightly different screwdriver, very much a wedge shape on here and more narrow. I really like the detailing on the lanyard ring for this. And then of course there's this immense marlin spike, so used for untying knots and other rope work, but in pretty good condition throughout. Now, as I said, this is quite a big boy and it weighs in at 239 grams or 8.4 ounces. So I can't see an acceptance mark on it, but I'm pretty sure it's genuine because of of the stamping on here. This is my favorite out of the three. The blade length is, oh, actually, that's spot on 3 inches. So the main blade's okay, but unfortunately with the UK law, it would also count this as a blade, and that's well over 3 inches. So unfortunately it's not UK legal carry. So if I was going to carry any one, it would be this one, because it's the lightest, it fits better in the pocket. I will find a slip for it. I think I've got one that it would work well with, because otherwise this part here is going to wear a hole in my pocket. So I hope you found that interesting. If you've got a story to tell about them, then let me know. So 3 knives, 3 sort of eras, 1 story of British military evolution. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the like button, subscribe for more gear insights, and let us know in the comments, what piece of kit should we explore next? And do you have any of these? Thanks for watching. Why not check out this video or this playlist, and I'll catch you in the next video.